A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Hey, yo!
Are we recording right now?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Jerk laughing. I hope this gets blended in. Anyways, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Chin, and this is the other host,
Michael
Lee.
Yes, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy.
Got some cars on the screen.
Yeah.
Just like you got a Nissan, you got a Honda. Oh, Honda-san.
I hope by seeing this in the background, you kind of guess where this episode is going already. But in case you don't see it because you're listening to this on Spotify or other listening apps, we are discussing today about the Honda-Nissan merger. And yeah, that's an interesting one. Never thought I'll see that in a million years.
Yeah. I know it's like been talked about for years though, so like...
Oh, was it?
I think so. I sort of think so. I know you did some research. Do you want to like give the audience like a rundown on some like what's going on?
Okay.
Also, do not know.
TLDR, Japan government said, hey, Honda, you should work with Nissan and help them so you both can grow as a company.
Because Nissan's struggling.
Yes, I just read the statistic. Nissan's planning to cut like a factory out completely, which would effectively lay off 9,000 working employees into manufacturing. Yeah. And I'm not entirely sure, this is hearsay, but Nissan have said that they might only have 1 year for them to turn around the entire company before they go absolutely bankrupt. Don't know was that for Nissan or like for another, but that's what I've heard. And it's kind of scary to think that one day we might not have Nissans anymore.
Yeah.
So this merger, I think it benefits Nissan more so than it does Honda. But Honda could definitely benefit from Nissan because Nissan, from what I understood, it was Nissan because they started with the Leaf. So they were one of the first Japanese companies to have a pure EV, like a full EV, which is the Nissan Leaf. And they're also one of the companies that started off the CVT. I know CVT has bad rap, but they were one of the few people that had that. So maybe Honda could benefit from having the CVT technology that Nissan has plus the EV.
I thought the Honda CVTs were better than the Nissan CVTs.
So I'm kind of on the fence on this one because I recently discovered that Honda in their maintenance package, right, for the 10th gen Civic, we found out that every 50,000 miles or 80,000 kilometers, you're supposed to do an entire transmission flush.
Okay.
And that's not common, right? Like typically it's like 100,000 miles or 160,000 kilometers, or in Nissan case never, because if you do it you might break the car. But the point is like it was such a high interval that I think it's a pretty high interval that it costs that much, and the fluids for it is also pretty expensive. It's not DSG level expensive like Volkswagen, but it's expensive enough where like that's not. I don't think a commoner, like a normal person that bought a car as an appliance, would look into that and be like, how much is that? I'm not going to do it. That's too expensive. I'll wait for the next one. However, there hasn't been a known defect from their transmission yet, the CVT at least. So I don't think it's a big issue, and I doubt anyone has actually done the CVT service fluid, like a fluid flush. I doubt it. Nobody even does.
I just know because Andre's mom blew up her.
Yeah, but that's a Nissan. That's completely different, and that's from.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Like I thought the Nissan ones were worse, so why would they put Nissan CVTs in the Honda?
They're worse in certain aspects, but they're not as. They don't. Here's how I see it, right? They've been around for so long that I find that the biggest problem they have is with the big powered cars. So like anything with a V6, the Pathfinder is known for it, the Ultima is known for it. But like on their smaller cars like the Micras or like even the Sentra, it's uncommon. It's not common for them to blow up, but they will over time due to realistically negligence. To be fair, right? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe Andre's mom's car was one of those rare cases, but it's not that common to hear that, oh, a Sentra needs a transmission fix. Typically, they rot out before they actually, like, go to, like, they die, right? So, but it's all speculations. If anything, I'm hoping to see I'm seeing them online everywhere, a VTEC into their R36 GTR.
Before we get to VTEC, for the listeners who don't know what CVT is, it's a very bad form of transmission that doesn't have gears.
I wouldn't call it bad, but...
I would say it's not great. I would say like a normal standard, not standard, but like a normal classic automatic transition is better than a CVT.
Fun fact...
Debate with me in the comments below.
fun fact was that once upon a time in the 90s, I believe, or 80s, one of those two, there was F1 team did try to put a
Yeah.
CVT in there, but it got banned because it was
Too good.
too good.
Yeah.
So technically, it is good, but I think it doesn't sound good. Definitely.
Yeah, but like just because it's good like on a race car doesn't mean it's good on a.
I mean,
on,
if
like,
it can
this-
tolerate like that kind of like stress levels, technically it could be, but
Well, no, because like a Formula One car has like high peak stress, but not high like longevity stress. Versus a normal pedestrian car will go way longer and have way more stress for longevity over time than an F1 car will.
yeah.
So it's a different type of stress type beat.
Yeah, it also depends on like application use and stuff too. So you know what? Yeah, we'll I digress, but it's more so.
That's a VTEC.
Yeah, randomly, we just thought about like I saw a lot of memes about like imagine having VTEC in your GTR,
Yeah.
or like what was the other one?
It's just like having like the different technologies from like either company just being crossed over is like weird. Because like when I think about like a merger, is like literally this one, Honda-san, where it's like, can we make a car that
with the best tech of
both
companies.
cars as a pinnacle sports car? Or the alternative is not a pinnacle sports car and it's more so along the lines of like a badge sharing thing. Or like the BRZ FRS, but just like a sedan with both badges on it.
Yeah, and it's front wheel drive bases.
Yeah, like imagine like, I don't know, like a Sentra Honda.
A Sentra SI.
A Sentra SI. Yeah, I don't know.
A Sentra Type R. A Sentra Type R.
I'm not talking about like a sports model. I'm talking about like just like a base NPC car, like a Sentra versus a Civic.
And
Just
then they
like you
make
combine two.
one now into like this like abomination of both a Sentra and a Civic.
Realistically, the Civic's doing pretty well, like sales-wise. So like,
Civics always do well.
yeah, so just take the Civic model, slap a Nissan badge on it, and call it a day. I don't know.
Rebadge.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah, but what do you? Okay, let me ask you this then. Like, if from this merger, like, what do you hope to see come out of it?
I hope that they have enough money to keep the brands alive, and they're like, oh, we have extra money now. What do we do with this extra money? Let's make a Halo car.
Another Halo car?
Another Halo car. That's what I want.
Okay, so you want like a, but here's the thing, right? Do you want each individuals to make a Halo car? Like a NSX 3 now, like an NSX 3rd generation, and then like a GTR R37, R36, whatever. Because I don't even know if the R36 coming out. Or you want them to have like one super Halo car amongst the...
Heck it. Both.
For the cost.
Yeah, porque no las dos. Like, it'd be nice to like one of these, one of these, one of those. You know what I mean? In an ideal world, as a car enthusiast, I would like to have that because, like, you know, more sports cars is always better. Maybe like, I don't know, like $100,000 GTR replacement, $100,000 NSX replacement, and then like a $200,000 combined effort. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. If you do like the combined car that's both like Honda and Nissan at the same price point, what's the point? If you make it like higher up at a different price point, just throw all the technology at it. Yeah, I see that as like a viable like option, right?
So, I'm just thinking. It'd be like a supercar that exceeds both the GTR and the NSX.
I think so. Yeah, like I think like I wonder to myself if the NSX, like the 2017-ish generation NSX,
NCs, yeah.
would have done better if the car was cheaper. If it didn't have the electrification and it didn't have to compete with like GT3s, Lamborghinis,
Yeah,
I
like
think, a
Huracans
base
and
Huracan is roughly the same, right? What if it competed with like a 911 GTS, the LC, like the Lexus LC, and the GTR? I think it would have done a lot better.
You think so? Yeah. See, I find that because if you look back into history, right, into the first NA1, it was quite a technological marvel itself because it was the first aluminum monocoque chassis, like production, like right monocoque chassis, and like, you know, VTEC was slowly coming up, and nobody really understood it. But once it was applied into the NSX, everyone knew, oh, that means VTEC can make more power out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the NSX, especially with like, I think that the downfall of the NSX, the NC, the latest one, was that it came out too late. It came out too early, where the adaptation of hybrids wasn't accepted yet, like fully accepted in a sports car at the very minimum, right? Because what years did it come out? I
Like
think
17 to 20. I think Type S is like 2022 or something.
yeah, the Type S was like last year, right? Yeah, but like that's the thing. It's like hybrids were still looked at. Oh, commuter car, Prius.
Yeah.
Right. A Accord hybrid. Whatever. Like a commuter car. But in a supercar, it was kind of like, why would I care about being quiet at like 8 a.m. so I don't disturb the neighborhood? Like, why do I care? It's a supercar. I need people to know I have a supercar. If I wanted something peaceful and quiet, I wouldn't have gotten a supercar. I would have just gotten a Tesla at that point, right? And that's the thing. I don't know.
That's why I would have made it just straight naturally aspirated with no hybrid component.
Yeah,
So I think the hybrid component made it too complicated, too expensive for it to succeed.
But again,
too early.
it's their also that would have been their pinnacle Halo car, right? Which is where they're trying to develop the technology. So I see where you're coming from. I think from a consumer standpoint, it's like we don't care.
Exactly.
Why do I care about hybrid and stuff? Just give me an NSX that drives like an NSX.
Yeah, you're right. It did well as a Halo car because like you show off the technology.
Yeah.
Like if
It has F1 tech, realistically, if you think about it, like with the curves and all that stuff. So.
If they would have just like sold like two versions of the NSX,
A
same
base-
car,
oh!
the base version without the hybrid.
That's a good one, yeah.
Hire me.
Pay him the money! He has a bigger brain now!
Yeah, so I think that's it. But going back to like the Honda Nissan merger, that's what I would like realistically like to see out of it. Just like another Halo car from Nissan, another Halo car from Honda, and just like a pinnacle one that has both Nissan and Honda tech in it.
I imagine like a Rimac like super Halo like electric car, and that's the Halo car. 'Cause that's where the future is going. And then the other two, I guess the lessers, right, would be the actual car for the car enthusiasts with like engine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would hate a full EV like race car, full EV supercar, just because I can't accept full EV yet.
Yeah, agreed. But at the same time, like, I'll be happy if Nissan and Honda put out anything.
Anything that they, dude. Well, when was the? I think they said next year. So actually, we're already in 2025, so it is this year. This might be the last year for the Type R as well.
Damn, really?
It might be, yeah. Because it's been 3 years now, 3
For the
years.
FL5?
FL5 is 2 years, 2023, right? Starting.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then they said that there's no more Type Rs coming out, or if there is, it won't be internal combustion. I'm kind of like, I know that's the thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Then there's the Prelude that's coming out, which so sad that it's supposed to be just a Civic coupe, basically.
I thought it was supposed to be hybridized.
It is hybrid. So the Civic, the 11th gen Civic has a hybrid now.
In North America?
In North America, yeah, we got it, which is pretty nice actually. Like the outputs and the ratings and stuff is really nice. Like it makes like 189 horsepower from combined K20. So it's the K20. It's not the L15, but it only comes in CVT.
That part hurt.
Yeah, and then the Prelude's like that too, but Prelude has the S Plus mode, so it's supposed to be makes the CVT feel sporty and more alive, but at the end of the day, it's still a CVT. So,
dude, I would take a CVT if it just jumped gear ratios. That's the only way I would ever set a CVT.
So it does.
Okay.
I know this for a fact because my friend, my like high school friend, like I still keep in touch with them. They used to have they still have actually a GK5 that was CVT.
Okay. Yeah.
And because they got the sport package, it has an S mode. It's not S plus, it's S mode, and it has paddle shifters. It mimics a 7-speed automatic.
Nice.
So it's actually pretty nice. Like
Nice.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be something along that line. But like obviously we have to wait for the Prelude to come out before we know anything. But if it's anything like the concept car, it does have fixed calipers. I don't know if they're Brembos or in-house, but it is like the fixed caliper style like brakes in the front. And then so it's supposedly sporty. It's supposed to make like almost 200 horsepower. Lightweight for what it is, right? Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know.
Like I said in previous episodes, I like cars that give me like the experience that I want, and that's like, and also various experiences. So if I can get a CVT that is a CVT and it's fuel efficient when I'm just cruising, God bless. And if I can get it to act like a
step gear
automatic transmission,
traditional automatic, yeah.
Best of both worlds, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
So
I wish it came in the stick, but like I guess
That too.
like a CRZ, right? Like
yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be a cool CRZ replacement.
yeah,
Hybridized, manual.
but they use a
Hatchback.
completely different hybrid system, so it's kind of like I guess
I don't care
that's
what
limitation.
type of hybrid system it is, as long as it's manual and it's cool, sporty.
I think it's the thing is hard is like how do you adapt that system and make it all work,
True.
right? Because now that I've got more into a CRZ, it's literally just a electric motor that acts as like a torque magnifier. So it just spins the engine faster. So as long as the clutch can hold the torque that the electric motor can produce, then that's fine. But then like on like I think it's called the inverter style, like on the Prius and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. Honestly, I'm not really technically
Big engineering guy.
I'm not a big nerd. Me stupid. Me brain cell works sometimes. But it's like because it's like how the inverter works. It's like it spins so fast and so like abruptly that you can't have a step gear system because theoretically could blow up transmissions. Whereas a CVT, because it's
Just tune it to not, bro.
tune it to number. Yo, bro, that's the biggest brain thing ever. What you
If your electric motor is putting out too much power and is blowing up the transmission and the clutch, just like program the electric motor to put out less torque.
So the Tesla Roadster, like the OG one, the one that looks like a Lotus.
The one that is a Lotus.
It's so apparently it's not. According to what I read in the Revelations,
It's a Lotus chassis.
it only shares like 7% of the entirety of a Lotus Elise.
Yeah, I know, but like the chassis.
It's still different because
Really?
there's a lot of modifications done because one, to fit the battery, two, the door sills sit lower.
Oh.
I think the car's dimensions are within an inch of each other overall, but it's really, really different. And quoting Jason Camisa, to say that the Tesla Roadster is the same as a Elise is like saying that say I am as a person the same as Elon Musk. But there's only one Elon Musk, right? So it's like that's how much similarity the Tesla Roadster has compared to an Elise of the time. So it is similar, but it's also different.
Okay.
Yeah, but where was I going on? This is a little off tangent, but the idea was they couldn't. The EV Tesla had a 2-gear system. It was supposed to be a low gear and a high gear, and it took them forever to actually find a transmission that would actually work with the car because the electric motor generates so much like torque and spins so fast, it will just blow up. It will just straight up blow up because it can't handle all that, right? So I'm assuming, and that's a 6-figure car of like 2010, right? So I'm assuming that like from a Honda like standpoint, it's like for them to develop something like that into a car that's only going to be sold at like 50K or less, a commuter car, if you will, right? Like a more civilian car. It wouldn't really, it costs too much to make, I think. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But that being said, now there's the whole Nissan and Honda merger. Maybe there could be more development. Maybe there could be better things. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully, I hope that this merger will bring back Nissan's enthusiast roots and then help Honda continue its like sports car development, like a nicer Type R hybrid system, where a Type R with a hybrid that is actually really, really fun, rather than mundane and just boring.
Coming from like a company like business perspective, I think having extra like capital and not being like so like strapped for cash allows companies to have more freedom and flexibility to experiment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm looking forward to most. Like if you're strapped for cash, you need a car that sells well. That's not a sports car. Sports cars don't sell well, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you have the cash to like just throw around and see what sticks to the wall, absolutely a sports car is like probably a good business opportunity.
Imagine actually make the R34
The Spoon R34.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess, do I still have a little time left to okay.
10 minutes left.
Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, because this is going to be a little off tangent, but this has been bothering me for about like 2 weeks now. Someone commented on the, on our GR Supra episode, the final edition, right? Because they were trying to correct me for saying that a Silica is only front wheel drive, but they like, no, Silicas came out as a rear wheel drive first, and that comment's been bothering me, so I gotta address it. I know the Silica came out as a rear-wheel drive first because of the Silica Supra, right? When I said that the Silica was all-wheel, like only front-wheel drive, I was referring to the ST chassis, which was the one that was known for the rally car, like the heritage, with the WRCs, like the ST165 GT4 and all that stuff, right? So I know that there is a rear-wheel drive Silica, but for my explanation of what I was trying to get to, the Silica front-wheel drive chassis platform was where I was kind of getting at, right? But yeah, I just want to address that. Like, yes, you're right. There is a rear-wheel drive Silica, but that was not where my thing was trying to say when I said all Silicas are front-wheel drive. In fact, I didn't say all Silicas are front-wheel drive, but the known Silicas are front-wheel drive that became all-wheel drive for the homologation specials. Yeah, that's a long way of saying that I know I'm not an idiot. Okay, goddamn.
You could have just made this in a comment, like this had to be part of like this podcast.
I just wanted to put that out there to say that I read it. I just didn't want to reply to it because I forgot about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, right. I should really address this now. Yeah.
All right. On that note,
on that very weird explanation of mine,
I think it basically sums it up. Like, I really hope that Nissan and Honda like both survive and do well enough so that we can get our sports cars back. Because like as much as like these boring cars, like I don't care about them, and most car enthusiasts don't care about these boring cars.
Yeah.
That's what makes sports cars, right? Porsche had to introduce the Cayenne to keep making the 911.
Yeah, because they were almost they almost got bankrupt.
Exactly,
point,
right?
Yeah.
So I understand the need for like mergers. I understand the need for having like these boring cars. As long as we please have our sports cars back. That's all I ask for, dog. And I hope this works out.
I know another NSX that's not as expensive, and a R36 that's actually affordable, a GTR that's actually affordable.
Yeah.
But I digress. Oh, what if they brought back a S chassis replacement?
Dude, there's been so many talks about like an S16.
I know, they keep like luring us.
Yeah.
Oh, technically, Mitsubishi is part of Nissan, right? For what I understand. Yeah. What if they bring back an Evo?
Dude, Mitsubishi is a dead company to me. What cars do they make right now?
Outlanders, plug-in hybrids.
I literally could not care.
But what if they brought back the Evo, an Evo 11?
Okay, that'd be good.
That'd be maybe.
Like I said, I want sports cars, and for me, like the Evo, I think like it could have been a decent like family sedan car.
Technically, it started as one.
Yeah, but it just never sold well because like the interior was cheap and it didn't like.
It was really crappy. Yeah.
It wasn't like cut out just to be a family car.
Fantastic.
But it was cut out to be like a good sports car. So like, I don't know, dog.
All-wheel drive, baby. Apparently, they just made the car rotate and everything is fixed now. So
yeah.
And power, 300 horsepower is very nice.
Yeah, I'd love to have like an Evo like 5 or 6. I think they're very cool, but I don't want to deal with like the expensive right-hand drive stuff for like the insurance, tax.
Yeah. Oh man.
And also it's just old.
Oh
don't want to deal with another old car.
I should invite Rex onto this podcast, and so he can talk about his adventure with a right-hand drive car, because he bought his Evo for like so cheap. Apparently it's like $9,000.
Damn.
Because he bought it before the hike of like all the like JDM supercars and stuff. So I should get him on the podcast. Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who know.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, yeah. So you let us know what you think about the Honda and Nissan merger. I went off on a tangent on multiple things already. At this point, I'm tired. But yeah, let us know what you think. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is this gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be a bright future ahead of us? Is it gonna be gleam and dark and like we're gonna cry about it together in a hurdle? But yeah. You can let us know.
In a huddle?
It's a hurdle, right?
It's a hurdle.
Yeah, a huddle. Yeah, sorry. English is tough. Sorry. Thanks
for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Woo! Decent.